Hi, pals. Welcome back to Safe Mind. Yeah, today we're going to talk about risk assessment, one of the very important elements of health and safety. And for me, risk assessment should not be all left for workplace safety. We should drive it home and learn how to risk assess whatever we do in life because it can keep us safe. Risk assessment simply means assessing the things that can harm you and knowing how they can harm you, knowing the people it can harm, knowing, trying to quantify possibly what could be the consequences from that harm, and again, thinking about things you need to put in place to prevent that harm, or if you cannot prevent it, at least to mitigate the impact, to reduce the kind of consequences, to reduce the harm. So today we're going to look at some video clips, the cost of risk assessment to an organization, because sometimes people overlook the importance of risk assessment. But again, if when you look at the health and safety regulations in the UK, you find that there's so many regulations talk about risk assessment from beginning from the main legislation. You talk about the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974. I mean, talk about risk assessment for every employer to make sure that they carry out risk assessment. You have the Management of Health and Safety at Work Regulation 1999, still talk about risk assessment to tell you how important it is. You talk about the control of substances hazardous to health, COSH regulation 2002. You talk about risk assessment also. So you talk about manual handling operations regulation 1992. You have display screen equipment regulation 1992 also. You have provisional use of work equipment regulation 1998. Okay, we call it PUA. You have the construction design and management regulation 2015. All these talk about risk assessments. To let you know, risk assessment is important as far as workplace safety is concerned. And again, as far as our lives is concerned, we need to drive it home. We need to teach our children how to stay safe, things that can harm us, trying to quantify, understand how these things can harm us and know how much it can harm us and how to prevent it, which is very, very important. If you look at some of these videos, you can appreciate the kind of cost poor risk assessment can cause an organization, And someone said, if you think safety is expensive, you try accident and compare the cost of accident and the cost of putting up safety. So that's why I try to let you know, when you appreciate some of these videos, you'll be able to understand the importance of risk assessment. Risk assessment help us to prevent injuries at the workplace, even at home. It can prevent sicknesses. It can even help us to prevent pollution to our environment, because everybody's talking about environmental sustainability. We have only one world as far as human beings are concerned. We have only one planet that can sustain us, so we need to look after it. So it's by doing carrying out risk assessment, knowing what we do that can affect or impact on our environment, so we try to prevent them. Risk assessment help us to prevent equipment damage or maybe material loss, loss prevention. So the benefit of risk assessment is so enormous. It also helps you to comply to legal requirements. As a health and safety professional, it's your duty to ensure your organization, comply to health and safety, comply with health and safety requirements, because I mean, it's important, because if you don't comply, you've got a lot of litigations, and that could mean a lot. It could mean fine. It could mean going to prison and stuff like that. So you look at the cost of repairing damages as a result of accidents due to poor risk assessment, or the cost of a hospital treatment. All these are so many costs. Look at compensation. If in case somebody died, you need to compensate the family. So all these are a lot of costs. So you can save a lot of money when you put up good risk assessment, by professionals who know what to do. So you need to look at environmental remediation. The cost of trying to fix the environmental pollution it can be very, very enormous. So you need to look at all those stuff. You need to look at loss of life, because so many people are the only cock that crow in their homes, and other people depend on them. So you don't want to lose any life at home or at work. So it's very, very important to put up risk assessment. You can see from the video, the cost of risk assessment from one point to the other is quite large, and company lose a lot of money. Even the family can lose a lot of money. So it's important that all of us learn how to assess risk as much as we can at our own level, at every place we are. Always watch out for something that's going to go wrong, how it can affect you, and ensure at the beginning you put up preventive measures, because proactive safety is the most is the most is the most important safety than reactive. You prevent something from happening before it happens, and not reacting to it when it has already happened. So I want everybody to appreciate from these videos, the importance of risk assessment, and we take it home and ensure we teach our children, and that can keep us safe. If you find this video very useful, please help me share and like it. Thank you. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.